Hello everybody, and welcome back to the archives, where, guess what, we managed to do 2 streams 2 nights in a row. It's crazy. I know it shouldn't be that much of an accomplishment, but it is, kind of, for me, because of my fucking fucked up work schedule. But, you know, we're here, and we're gonna play some more Final Fantasy XVI tonight. Not for particularly long. I do have to be up at the bumfuck early in the morning in order to go to work, so we can't play for too long. Aiming for about 2 hours. Get off around 10:30. I didn't want to just, you know, cancel because I had to be up early. I wanted to get at least a little bit in, but, you know, because I've been doing that too much of, you know, deciding not to stream because I gotta get up at work for work early in the morning. Unfortunately, what that does mean, and the sadder part, is, you know, I can't have my whiskey. I can't have a glass of whiskey tonight because I gotta go to bed soon. But that's fine. It's all good. I'm kidding. Oh, where did we leave off? Almost getting Jill and everybody else killed, and Torgal being a weird fucking magic wolf now.
She's been better. Ty is making sure she gets the rest she needs. Good. Any word on Kupka's movements?
Vivian's doing what she can to try and track him. But she's
We're still worried about Kupka. We literally disarmed him. Like, I don't think he's going to be that much of a threat anymore. It's probably fine.
no leads yet. But it's only a matter of time.
Right. Let me know when you find something.
There he is.
And who are you?
Clive? Still busy saving the world?
Hi.
Mid.
Mid.
When did you get back?
Mid?
Just now.
What about your studies?
Adjourned? Since Hugo Kupka invaded Rosaria. All the canvas in uproar about it. He's gone mad. He's turned rogue. It'll be us next. You try concentrating with all of that.
All right, you win.
I can't believe they named her fucking Mid.
A while, most likely. Any road, while I'm here.
Although, to be fair, compared to Jill, she is about as mid as you can get, eh? That was pretty bad, I'm sorry.
While we are busy tracking down Kupka, you should have a little time to spare.
Professor! Now there's a face I haven't seen in a while. Shouldn't you have it buried in a dusty old tome?
I did, till a familiar trill pricked my ears. As ever, your exuberance is a breath of fresh air, which successfully scattered the painstakingly assembled fragments of my thoughts.
Damn.
I'll take that as a compliment.
I don't know why you would.
Well, Clive, you heard the professor. So, I'll meet you in the storeroom when you're done.
Wait, hold on.
I don't think there's going to be any convincing her otherwise.
Bloody Tempest, more like. Boy, Otto, you got my gill. Huh? What are you on about? My fee for bringing Mid across. She said you were paying. That little...
We could pay it. We've got more than enough money, Clive. Well, I guess not. Alright. Alright. Well, I'm sure this'll be interesting. Seriously, just introducing me to a character out of nowhere like this. Hello, Mid.
You took your time.
Seriously, can't believe you're called that.
I'll get to the point then. I want to turn the room down there into a workshop like the one I had at Dad's place.
Mid, you've only just come back.
And I've been thinking about it for a while.
Okay.
Dad said I had a knack for engineering. Told me everything he knew about it. Then sent me off to Canva to learn everything he didn't. That was his dream for me. That one day I'd put my studies to use for the good of the cause. But I'm helping no one stuck at school. I've studied enough. It's time I put my neck to work. I know that I can help the people here, and I want to do it.
Great.
Well, if Sid could see you now. All right. I'll tell Otto you'll be staying.
I knew you'd say yes. Which is why I wrote up a list of jobs for you.
Of course you did.
Who else?
What do you want me to do?
First things first, I need equipment and materials to start making my own. There's the designs for the stuff I need and the stuff it needs smithing from. The other
Right.
materials I can work myself. Just need a generous benefactor to lay them on for me. Apart from the wood, I'll need a carpenter for that, but I can just borrow yours.
Is that everything?
For now. I'll let you know if I need out else.
Just waltz in here, fucking demand a list of jobs from me, demand a room. Fucking hell.
Materials and tools. That means Karen and Blackthorn.
Well, I guess Jill needs some rest before we can go out back adventuring, so doing something a little bit on the side probably isn't the worst thing in the world. Also, did I see correctly when I got in that I have reputation points?
You back so soon. Come to claim your just desserts.
I do. Let's see.
You earned this.
Ooh, ability points.
All yours.
Meteorite.
You earned this.
Berserker
Come again.
ring.
I may have more for you.
Gear. Here we go. Temporarily increases attack proficiency with each precision dodge. I prefer my XP and AP boosters. And I really don't want to remove my, my attack boost either. So we'll just... It's a nice gift, but
Have been up to their old tricks
don't need it.
again. Going on the deck
Oh, bother. Whatever am I to do now, Clive?
About what?
I've 2 dresses that need stitching, but I haven't got a scrap of linen. Those girls' rags are so threadbare. It's a wonder they don't fall to pieces. And we most certainly cannot have that. A certain amount of decorum must be maintained, even here at the hideaway.
I'm sure I can find you some linen.
I was going without decent clothes now, would you?
Of course not.
Of course not.
I'm already doing everybody else's chores. Why not continue to do more?
You see, I've paid for 2 bolts of cloth from the drapers in Northreach, blue and red. But they don't deliver, not to places that aren't on the map anyway, so I'll need someone to take this receipt and collect them.
And you'd have this someone be me.
I would. And don't let them fob you off with anything less than what I paid for. 1 bolt of blue and 1 of red. I expect them both.
Alright. Might as well go do this first. Since we'll need to return to the hideaway anyway. Let's see. Besides, it's easy enough to go back and
So the
forth.
draper has Hortense's cloth. All anyone ever wants anyway.
Fresh cuts. You'll not find a bruised pippin in the bush.
You got my cloth for me?
Might I interest you in some swansdown? Perhaps some seersucker or herringbone?
Just some linen. 2 bolts. Already paid for in full.
There's your receipt. I would like my things now.
Apologies, my lord, but your items aren't here.
I'm sorry.
We're due to arrive on a caravan from Bocklad, but there's been little traffic on the road these past few days. My mother thinks it might be bandits. She always thinks it's bandits.
It is. So I assume the caravan will be coming from the south.
Yes, hopefully carrying all manner of spice and sundries. Wait, you aren't thinking of...
I can handle it.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Oh, well then, be safe?
You don't have to worry about that. And zap. And goodbye. Just stay stun locked and stand still. Let me just waltz up to you and hit you with an ability. Make this real easy. Alright, so why haven't you delivered my linen yet?
She meant nothing by it.
Who's gonna buy my wares now? State your animals left them in.
But they hardly damaged us all. Is there something wrong?
If you're a bandit come to steal my stuff, you're gonna be sorely disappointed. And all thanks to this fool.
But it was you who stepped into my path.
Only after that feather-brain trampled me.
You look fine
I
for being
demand
trampled.
Recompense, be it in coin or the items you carry. Refuse, and I shall report you to the garrison and see you hanged.
Right.
These goods are expected in Northreach. I mean, they're not mine to give away.
You wouldn't happen to be on your way from Bocklad, would you?
I am, but did someone from the market send you? Please, you have to help me. I can pay whatever you ask.
So the fool has protection. And coin, too. Sorry, friend, but we'll be the ones taking it. Oi! Killer! It's time to collect!
I told you not to call me that. And we'd have already collected if you hadn't insisted we'd put on this little act.
Where the hell did you find this guy?
As I told one of your customers, it usually is. Let's get this over with.
I'll deal with the bird lover. You take the handsome one, killer.
Stop calling me that.
Which button is it again? Great, now I've forgotten how to limit break. I think it's T, actually. Yep, T. Whoa, camera, please. Yeah, sorry, big guy, but I'm a little stronger than you are. I don't think I took a single point of damage that fight.
All right. You made your point. Killer my ass.
Did he hurt you?
No, thankfully. He seemed intent on letting the bandit do his dirty work for him, and he would have succeeded had the great lender not sent you. My shipment is safe, and my livelihood with it. You must allow me to reward you.
We can speak of that once you're safe in Northreach. I'll accompany you there.
Yeah, that's a smart idea. We'll go to Northreach, and then you can compensate me. It's fine. I don't require much, just my linen, thank you. I got people to clothe.
So you and my mother were right. It is always bandits.
It's a good thing you had me around.
Not for the kindness of our free sword here. You'd be buying your order back.
Lemons. That sounds nice.
Now,
If you don't mind, I have a pressing appointment at the Vale before my return to Bocklad. Farewell.
Oh, I almost forgot. I suppose you'll be wanting your linen.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to know both bolts arrived safely along with the rest of the delivery.
I would hope so.
I've
It's
also
only
added
linen.
A few extra lengths of our finest fabrics to the bundle.
Ooh.
Free of charge.
Appreciate it.
You sure?
My mother would insist. It's the least we can do for the man who saved our shipment.
Well, I'm sure
Now it's back to Hortense.
Hortense will be happy with that. And then we can start doing Mid's quest.
Clive, sorry again for sending you all that way. But you did get my order, didn't you?
Don't worry. I have it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have come
This
back
will
here
more
if
than
I hadn't.
satisfy your needs.
Let's see here. One bolt of red, one bolt of blue. What's this? I don't recall ordering any silk or velvet, or... Is this gold work? Krieger's ghost. If that devilit of a draper expects me to pay for these...
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry on that score, Hortense. They were a gift. For services rendered. I can always return them if you like.
Oh no, oh, there's no need to be hasty now, Clive. I'm sure
That's what
I
I
can
thought.
Speaking of which one's most to your liking?
Oh?
I don't know.
Personally, I've always been more of a silk guy myself.
This one, I suppose.
I've a mind to give a piece to Jill. Did you know she's quite the little seamstress?
I know needlecraft was amongst her lessons at the castle.
Her lessons? Oh, that's right. The two of you were raised together in Rosalith, weren't you?
Not quite together, but when my father put down the uprising in the Northern Territories, Jill was taken as a ward to ensure that her father, the Silvermane, would keep the peace.
She's an honest-to-goodness princess then, isn't she? I could tell, you know. Some people just had that air about them. Not many round here, mind. I'd offered to sew her something that might better suit her station. But she'd most likely turn me down, as she always does. Tell me not to waste the fabric when it's better used on the children.
Don't take it the wrong way. She certainly seems to be attached to the last outfit you made her.
Oh. Sometimes I think she never takes it off.
Or perhaps she'll make something for herself with your gift. Either way, I'm sure she won't turn it down.
We'll see, I suppose.
Well, yeah, we'll see, alright. I think that put me up above my next renown threshold.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything
Oh,
promised?
not quite. Close. It allowed me to
Okay.
see more
May I
things,
have
at
more
least.
for ya?
Alright. Okay, time to do some busy work. Karen?
Was wondering where you got to. Mid's back from Canva. Have you seen her?
Kinda hard to miss.
No. She's planning to set up a workshop in the stores and asked me to buy her some materials. Here's the list. Think you can find everything on there?
This lot. Would be much of a trader if I couldn't.
Excellent. As for payment,
It's paid 100 times over by what that girl's done for us.
What has
If
she
it weren't for her
done?
filters, we'd have naught to drink but blight water.
Oh,
and that would have
filters.
drained the life out of us long ago.
indeed it would.
I'll send the stuff on to
So you
Mick
can
when
just
he comes.
filter the blight out of the water, huh?
Baron.
a lot easier than I expected.
Blackthorn, you busy?
What's it look like?
I have a commission for you. From Mid. She requires certain tools. Do you think you can make them?
Bloody hell. What's she planning to build with this stuff? An airship?
Could you imagine?
I'll see what I can do. Till I'll bring them over when I'm done.
My thanks. And Mid's, no doubt.
Although, to be fair, it wouldn't really be a Final Fantasy game if we didn't get an airship at one point.
Let's see if Bardolph's available.
Do, Master Sid?
Bardolph. Mid's looking to build a workshop in the storeroom, and she needs the aid of a skilled carpenter. So naturally I thought of you.
Well, I'd love to help the young miss however I can. But I'm afraid I got my hands full just keeping this place afloat. There's holes
What?
need
Whoa.
patching, and if I don't
That was a
patch
weird
them,
audio
we'll all
thing.
of us sink into
I don't
the
know if that
mere.
was on my end or just in the game.
But the sad truth is, I
Of
ain't
course, my
got
audio's been acting up recently. I'm thinking my amp is starting to go. Or either that or my headphone cable.
It don't have to be me, though, does it? What about that other fella? You know, the one over at Martha's Rest. Bernard, was it?
That's right. And he is a friend of the cause. I'll ask Martha if she can spare him. Thank you, Bardolph.
Least I could do.
And so, heading over to Martha's Rest, huh? I think I actually have a quest there to begin with, so that's actually helpful. I do have a quest over there. Might as well pick that up while I'm over.
Oi! You handy with that sword of yours?
I'd say so.
Bet you're a bloody marvel with the thing.
Okay, don't try to butter me up too much.
Are you willing to use it or not? Because a flock of noble chocobos are in need of help.
Chocobos.
You heard me right. Wild birds? Hmm? The big ones? And not just any chocobos at that. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see. They protect travellers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Oh, yeah?
Chocobos. Fighting bandits.
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Nasty lot they were too. And now they're back, looking to settle the score. Go on then. Don't just stand there. Go and help them.
Alright.
Alright.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels were driving the poor things towards the old dock. It's a dead end, that is. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. She's a hero to us locals.
Yeah, alright.
Don't worry.
I'll go save the
You'll
chocobo.
know her when you see her, right enough.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you. I give those no-good bastards a hiding from me.
Standards down.
Yeah, this is a good time as any to do a little bit of side questing.
Got a name for a chocobo.
Given we don't have a ton of time tonight, so I can't progress too far into the main story anyway.
thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of brave birds, looks like they went that way.
I mean, maybe Ambrosia is one of a kind. Maybe this, whatever he called her, this chocobo, maybe it's the same bird. You know? It's about as crazy to think about as, the fact that Torgal just so happened to find us at the beginning of the game, after the first set of quests in the game.
You got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
It's, or better still, how about we hurt you both?
Yeah, good luck with that.
But don't say I didn't warn you.
Just the hounds? Oh, there they are. I'm really surprised how well the combat flows in this game. Like, when it suddenly gave me access to, like, 3 different, forms with the different, icons at once, I really thought it wasn't going to flow as well as it does.
You're safe now. White heart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? That scar.
I fucking knew it.
Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. You found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over?
What, did you follow me? What would have happened if it wasn't
Come
over?
and see how you were getting on.
I did.
Oh, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
ever stop to think our hero here might once have been someone's mound? Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. Bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
You could say that.
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. No matter who you are, you done right by me.
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you. And it seems her pals agree.
Ooh, faster travel?
Come with me.
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. Lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight.
Of course they will.
Stay right where you are.
Sure. Okay. You just happen to have a chocobo barding with an eye patch for the correct eye, huh? How convenient.
Figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
A few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry. We'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master now. You seem awful familiar now I get a proper look at you.
Yeah.
That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my car on the road, didn't you? No. That can't be right. That fellow was a bearer.
Oh, you
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? That'll be the excitement getting to me. Silly sod that I am.
I can't. I should be able to suspend my disbelief a little bit, but does the burn mark that almost looks to be in the exact shape of the mark of the bearer, like not Scream Bearer, like
You take care of your flock for now.
yeah, it's covering it and they burned it off, but like. Does nobody find it weird that we have a burn on the same place the mark would normally be, and it just so happens to be such a similar shape? Chocobo unlocked. That side quest. I'm glad we did that side quest. That's pretty important, because that should speed up travel. Oh yeah, that's better. The 5 key is a little bit of odd placement for the summon mount button.
That'll do, girl.
Dalmex must have taken the key. We'll have to see the stores.
But I could always rebind it later if I forget about it. Martha.
Ah, Clive, what brings you to the rest?
Home finds itself in need of an extra carpenter. I wondered if I might be able to borrow Bernard for a short while.
I don't mind if he don't.
We're all friends here, aren't we?
Thank you, Martha. Do you know where I might find him?
He went up to Cressida on business. No idea what, mind. Place is a ruin. Far as I know, he's still there.
Understood. And it's a good thing we just got a way to get to places faster. Yeah, I guess the easiest way would be to go that this way.
Good girl. Time to fight.
No, not time to fight. These things are not even worth the time. They're literally 10 levels under us. No point in even bothering. The XP we'd get from them would be minor.
And the lad who saved my life. What brings you to a place like this?
You do, Bernard. Martha said I might find you here. I have a proposition for you.
Do you know?
Yeah, come back to the hideaway with me and build some shit.
Building a workshop, you say? Well, that beats tacking boards to bridges, sure enough. And if Martha didn't mind me being gone a while, then neither do I. You just tell me where you want me.
That's the spirit.
I couldn't ask a favor, though, could I? Before we go?
Of course.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, that there is Cressida, where I grew up. Ain't much left of it now, though. Except my parents' graves. But I came up here hoping to visit. I even patched up the bridge to get across. Only to find the place crawling with thieves.
Well, that's easy enough to take care of.
You're a dab hand when it comes to dealing with beasts and bogles, ain't you? Any chance you could,
It's the least I can do.
Thank you kindly. And take care.
Yeah, it's just some minor beasts and monsters. Shouldn't be a problem.
This shouldn't take long.
More? Okay. Oh, you're alive. Thought you died for a moment. More still, huh? Easy.
That should do it.
You made short work of that lot. Thank you, son. Now my folks can rest in peace once more.
How long is it since the village was abandoned?
Oh, people started packing their things after the duchy fell. Between the Blight and the Imperials, you just couldn't make ends meet.
Yeah.
Nigh on a decade since the last wagon left. Oh, it may as well have been a century, looking at the place. This isn't the Cressida I remember.
I'm sorry.
Ah, don't be. Can't live in the past, no matter how nice it might have been. As soon as I'm done saying a prayer for those that raised me, it's onto your hideaway. I'll meet you there.
Sure you don't want just a little bit more protection, just in case, you know, I mean, yeah. I dragged most of the monsters out, but there still could be, like,
That should take care of its little list.
Alright, well, I'm sure he'll be fine. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Alright, Clive? You've all done then?
I am. I've placed your various orders, and a carpenter by the name of Bernard is on his way from Arthur's Rest.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Clive.
Is there anything else you need?
Nope. Blackthorn and Lady Karen have already sent over everything I asked for, and I've got all my plans drawn up. So as soon as Bernard gets here, we can get to work. I can't wait.
Great. Nice. Another quest completed. More rep. I'll take it. Reduces wind up cooldown time by 3 seconds.
That's my good deed for the day done. Let's see how Jill's faring.
But first, let's see. Don't have quite enough points to get Judgment Bolt yet.
Shouldn't you be getting some rest?
But I did earn more reputation, so I can go get my next reputation reward.
How may I help you today, Clive? You earned this.
205's the next one.
Ah, Clive.
Talia, how's Jill?
Recovering, but she still needs her rest.
Of course. Take good care of her, won't you?
I'll do my best. Oh, Gav was looking for you. He said he had something to show you in the shelves.
All right.
Oh, that's right. He went to ask Hippocrates about Torgor. He must have found something.
You got a quest for me?
Look of a man with the twins upon his shoulders, Rodriguez.
Talia has tasked me with removing a Cursebreaker's brand. But it's my first time and I don't think I can do it. I'm afraid of what happens if I fail. You survived, I know, but as many die as recover. Is it really worth the risk?
You don't need me to answer that. You know full well what we're fighting for. I hope as much as you that one day bearers can walk among others as equals.
Okay, maybe this process is a little bit more complicated than just burning the area where the brand is. I just assumed they burned it and that was it, but an operation?
And we undergo it willingly.
I know. I still wish there was some other way.
Didn't really think it was that complicated, but alright.
My lot helps no one, I suppose. Don't worry. I'll do what must be done.
I know you will.
Unfortunately, the first thing that needs doing is the preparation of a draft to dull the pain. Something I can't do with the infirmary's ammonia supply so low. What few leaves we have would barely be enough for removing a splinter, let let alone a brand.
Yeah, why not?
Just tell me what you need.
You'll go? Oh, thank you. No one knows herb lore like Taya, and she swears by ammonia for easing pain. It's simple enough to find if you know where to look. And fortunately for you, I do. Along the river near the village of Amber over in Rosaria. Just search for the bright blue blossoms.
Yeah, why not? We'll do this and then we'll get back on the main story. Want to make some main story progress tonight. But, you know, they also need to do a bit of side questing. Also, I've just now noticed that it appears that I can only have 3 equipped at once. Icons, that is, which makes sense. It would be kind of crazy if I could just cycle between all of them. Although I quite like these 3. Didn't really like the look of how Titan's abilities were. There we go.
Around here with blue flowers. I hope it's the right one. Should be enough to keep the infirmary stocked for a while.
I hope you didn't have too much trouble finding the ammonia.
Yeah, it wasn't trouble at all.
Only the usual.
Oh, yes. This is it. And more than I was expecting. I dare say the patient won't feel a thing. That is unless I...
Yeah, stop getting yourself down, man. You're fine.
Which means I trust you. The hideaway would be lost without skilled physicers like yourself.
Thank you for the kind words. Truly. Sorry. I'm still terrified. The brand is more than just ink on flesh. It's a death sentence. Milk of the wyvern tail lurking just below the surface of the skin. One ill-conceived incision.
Oh, I see. So it's has poison mixed in. So if anybody ever tries to remove it, it kills them. I see.
Days of agony as the wound heals.
Huh.
All
right.
A physica to help people, not to kill them. I don't want to kill anyone.
You'll do
Curse breakers lead
fine.
hard lives. And the operation is only the beginning. They toil in the shadows, risking life and limb, knowing their efforts will win them neither glory nor acclaim. And yet we have no shortage of volunteers. The day I decided that I would take Sid's name was the same day Taya took my brand.
I remember. It wasn't long after we came here. What little medicine Taya managed to salvage from the wreckage of the old place had been used up treating the wounded. She begged that your operation be delayed until a new supply of antalgics was found. procedure was even more dangerous back then. Only a few souls had undertaken it. Doris, Cole, a handful of other curse breakers, and those who are no longer with us. Those who lost their lives in the process. It wasn't something to be done lightly.
No. But it was something I had to do, if I was to take Sid's name. He always led from the front, and never asked anyone to take a risk for his cause that he was unwilling to take himself, even if he knew that it might cost him his life.
Hold still, Clive! Hold still!
Yeah, I could imagine that fucking hurts. You know, it's effectively surgery while you're awake.
I knew there'd be pain. That I might not survive. And I was afraid. But I also knew that if I didn't overcome that fear, that pain, then I would never be able to call myself Sid.
I didn't know.
We all want our brands removed. But it's a decision each of us must make for ourselves, on our own terms. Rodrigue, I know your work isn't easy, but neither is going under the knife. Be a shoulder for your patients to lean on. Stay strong for them.
You sound like Taya. Do you know what she once told me? It's natural for a patient to feel like they're suffering in solitude. And it's a physicist's duty to see that they don't. Thank you for helping me remember that. I won't falter. Not again.
So it's a relatively simple thing, literally cutting the brand off, which would be incredibly painful, but you gotta work around that wyvern poison, I guess. It makes it a little bit more complicated.
Clive, where have you been?
Yeah, we're just helping out.
Ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him? Like, in the first place?
My father brought him back from one of his expeditions into the Northern Territories. They were crossing a snowfield when they heard his cries, and seeing no sign of his pack, they took him in.
What do you reckon, Tones?
It certainly adds weight to the theory. Clive, I believe that Torgal may be no mere hound, but a rare frostwolf, an animal native to the far northern reaches of Valisthea. In one of our oldest bestiaries, I found reference to a frostwolf who served as guardian to an ancient queen of the north. Such was his mastery over ether, he could cast magics on command.
It certainly seems like our Torgal.
Was Fenrir.
Fenrir the Frostwolf.
Now, the annals do not state it explicitly, but I have reason to believe this queen was a dominant of Shiva, a girl from the Northern Territories and her faithful hound. One awakens as the dominant of Shiva, and the other...
You're saying that Jill granted Torgal his powers?
What?
Just like Fenrir. People called him my hound, but Torgal and Jill were inseparable. He grew up as a faithful companion to the dominant of Shiva, and years later, his powers awakened. Just when his master needed him the most.
You're right. If it weren't for Torgal blasting those bastards to Kingdom Come, Jill would have been for it.
Quite. Though Torgal's power is his own,
his latent birthright as a frostwolf. It had only to be unlocked.
Oh, get you, Torgal.
You're an even finer hound than we thought.
And regarding your original concern, you need not fear for Torgal's health. Why, the beast has the appetite of a behemoth. Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
Rephrase?
There you are! I've been looking everywhere for you. Bernard's here. I need you to introduce us so we can get to work.
I shall be a moment.
Alright. Sometime later. Impressive.
Isn't it brilliant?
It is.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. You and everyone else. But I promise I'll pay you back. I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone for you lot. Starting right now. Just you wait. I'll make wonders like this world's never seen.
Then I look forward to seeing them. Now that that's settled, I wonder if Vivian's made any progress tracking down Kupka.
Hopefully. After all, while I did disarm him, he's still kind of a threat. He is still kind of in charge of a nation. So it'd probably be best if we dealt with that problem sooner rather than later. Well, Vivian, you got any ideas?
Largely in circles. We have myriad sightings of strange soldiers in unexpected places, but nothing definitive as yet. If only we knew for certain by what route he left Rosalith.
Well, keep at it. If anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as long as it takes.
We just gotta stand over her shoulder and wait, literally?
What? Here?
Would that be a problem?
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne. Your poor people would surely live in fear of you.
You have nothing to worry about on that front. I won't be claiming his crown.
That is a relief.
Clive, have you got a minute? We, have a guest.
Guest?
We went into cutscene mode. There was a very slight transition where the frame rate went into cutscene mode. What are we looking at?
For your trouble.
It was a pleasure.
Uncle?
In hindsight.
Uncle Byron? Clive, my boy!
What the fuck are you doing here? What the fuck? Okay. How the fuck did you even find this place? Let alone track me here. Hello, Big Crystal. We'll get to you soon.
The Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. The Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dalmex empty their treasuries for us.
Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
He punched him in the gut and literally carried him out. This kid is a lot more than he seems.
Very good. Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmex will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments.
Yeah.
The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can. And once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
You're saying
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka. He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmex to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan, it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, Your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
Yeah, you've got a good head on your shoulders, huh?
There will be losses, it is true.
Hey, and you're
For every
just...
citizen who falls, another can be bred.
That's a weird way of
For
looking
every
at it.
home that burns, another can be built.
I guess, but that really isn't...
The Empire will live on.
You are a piece of shit, aren't you?
Dion?
Yes, sire.
Nice flower, I guess.
Prepare for battle.
Sire.
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
If that is your wish, Your Radiance, I shall depart at once. May Gregor forgive you.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
Oh.
So Annabella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
Well, you're asking him to essentially go and start a conflict that's going to result in the death of a bunch of people for fucking no reason. Like, come on. I would be a little pissed off too.
What on earth is Uncle Byron doing here?
Good fucking question. But I guess we have more pressing matters.
There's just one thing after another around here.
Well, fuck me. Never thought I'd see the day Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses came to tea.
You and me both. Hey, Byron.
Ah, my dear nephew. How I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was. Aye.
Yeah, good on ya.
I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly. You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
Okay.
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
Cut off both his hands. Did a pretty good job, I'd say.
With this news of the Dalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you. It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her royal navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Ein Heya, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance.
It doesn't seem likely.
No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waloed friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
Okay.
So it was the Waluders who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy.
So, gotta go across the desert?
But as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Candleward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned. And where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
Don't rush things. It's fine.
Otto, Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. All I'm after is Kupka's head. I won't risk any more than I have to. I promise.
The Lancer and the Fang are all Kupka's personal fiefdom. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil. Some call her the Desert Hare.
Alright. You want to elaborate?
Since, and only since. All I know is the name, and that they used to be at the Dalamil Inn. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Cid might be able to bring her back into the fold.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
So, what about your uncle? I mean, he's welcome to stay, but...
Don't look so worried. He'll be coming with me.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on us.
You know, maybe we should speak with Jill before we leave? No? Okay, well...
All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart. Shall we?
We shall. Come, let us away to adventure.
Alright, into the desert we go. The Velcroy Desert.
I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
Alright.
Trading post it is.
Oh my god, you're an actual party member? Okay. That's different.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark them well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands. Many years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way together, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
He let me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived, that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, bawling like a babe.
Yeah, tell him he'll in. It's a good thing this trading post we were going to is the same place that Otto told me to come to.
So, Lord Cook has finally made his move.
Or, I guess, no. That's the trading post. This is just some ruins that has shade.
Ah, there she is. The good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
What's up, Torgal? Is there a threat? Just looks like some chocobo.
Look, there. Those are Ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stonehair. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
It's a good thing that my get-up comes with a cloak and a cape.
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
Ooh.
2 bowls of that then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal? Would you rather be my squire?
Yeah, gotta have some cover story. You can't just walk in the place and just, you know, assume that you could just get along without one. Isn't that Joshua's friend? Holy shit, Joshua's literally upstairs from us. Buddy, you gotta stop bleeding from, like, coughing up blood.
Well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. You must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
Oh my god. Are we gonna run into them? Are we going to narrowly miss them after learning that they were here?
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then.
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you!
You really need to shut your big mouth, my guy. Sometimes it's best if you just don't talk.
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads. But we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you can spare us an hour or two. Friend.
Yeah, I would fucking... I would look at that way too if that what was happening.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Stay back, Uncle.
Gladly.
Just take the food and the ale and hide behind the counter. Sure.
The outlaw! Take him!
Try it.
Bravo, my boy! Just like that!
Ow. Oh, rude. A couple of nights, no big deal. I've fought much worse. Although we did kind of just make a huge mess of the place.
For your trouble. Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to fucking respond to that either. Stirs up shit, hides behind the counter, tells you that your cooking needs more salt. Man.
Now's our chance. Grace?
I'm fine.
Not even gonna mention that we were down there or what was going on.
Clive? What is it now?
I think Joshua. Well, I know Joshua was here.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't think he bought that for a second.
Well, we didn't know where to find Kupka before. We do now.
The Royalists said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang. We should press on.
Ah, they've closed the road. And it's the only way from here to the Fang.
Well, we'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust.
No? Damn.
We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
Fair point.
Well, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rosina Dalamil, woman of mystery. But how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she was working with Sid. Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means, the wealthiest and most successful members of their communities. I'll wager this Rosina Dalamil is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge of the town.
And that's exactly what I mean to do.
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's Fang anytime soon.
Light it, for Gilbert's sake. You're a
Anything I can help you with, travelers?
Yeah, you know who's in charge around here.
My good man, we represent one of the oldest and greatest trading houses of Port Isolde. We're seeking to expand our business in the region and would very much like to make the acquaintance of Dalamil's leading entrepreneurs. If only we knew where to find them.
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start your search at one of those.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know a lady by the name of Rosina Dalamil, would you?
No. I can't say I do.
Well, thank you all the same.
Yeah, something tells us, something tells me that the fact that you mentioned her name, she'll probably be looking for us more than we'll be looking for her now. Ooh, box. No, clearly not in this area. Oh, right here, I'm blind as a bat.
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?
I won't keep you long. I'm looking for someone. A woman by the name of Rosina Dalamil. Do you know her?
Never heard of her. Is that all?
One more question. If I wanted to find the richest trader in town, where would you recommend that I look?
Oh, that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Won't find a finer smithy this side of the strait. The owner's only a young sprig, but he's got all the right ideas.
The Briar's Kiss, you say? Thank you.
Alright, let's go to the smithy.
Sprig is the person we're looking for. You said Sid's contact was likely to be an influential sort.
It's possible it's a
Influence
front.
comes with age and experience. Believe you me.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a woman by the name of Rosina Dalamir. A long-standing pillar of your community, I believe, from old trading stock.
Then you should ask further. He's been here for years. Knows the place and its people like the back of his hand. And he's in with all the old merchant families. Try the baths. That's where you'll usually find him.
Thank you kindly.
Alright.
Well, it sounds like we have our man.
It's a good starting place, isn't he?
Let's go and find out exactly what this Furter knows.
Hanging lanterns, keep the darkness from your door.
Excuse me. Are you Furter?
I am. Can I help you, travelers?
I hope so. You've lived here for some time, is that correct? Do you know Rosina Dalamil? We believe she may be a trader of some renown.
And what business do you have with the desert hare?
She was a close friend of mine. I was hoping she might be able to help me.
Very well. Go to the bordello. I'll arrange an introduction.
Okay. That's getting somewhere.
Do you think we can trust him?
50-50.
I think he trusts her.
So you're the ones who've been sniffing around.
I beg your pardon?
Don't play the fool. Stick your nose in our business and you're likely to lose it.
I can't see what's going on. The area is too cramped. Well, I'm sure that left an impression on if anybody was watching us.
Who are you working for? Him or her?
Him. The boss. He wanted us to test you.
Though one could hardly call that a test.
Lord Furter? Look what the cat dragged in.
Your skill with the blade is rare indeed, my lord. A fitting talent for an outlaw.
You know who I am. So what now? Call in the men of the Rock and collect the bounty?
That isn't my decision to make. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rosina. She will be interested to make his acquaintance.
Yes, my lord. To
Well.
the Lock of Leisure, then.
Lead the way.
To the Lock of Leisure.
Sometimes a little bit of brute force gets you what you want.
Plates and pots!
Kneaded to a silken softness, like eating a cloud with a crust.
The most fragrant herbs
The finest fabric!
Is this the place?
Ubor's Forge. The Briar's Kiss. Ah, so it was the young sprig after all. So much for Rosina Dalamil being a woman of experience. How wrong I was.
I wouldn't count your chickens too
It was an
early.
easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means. I'd say he deserves our respect.
See that he gets it. Lubor, Lord Furder told me to bring them to you.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second.
Yeah, you could say that.
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity? Why, trust. Everyone knows that. Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I too have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Let's leave this mama to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do to earn your trust?
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants.
So?
Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always.
Alright, you want to elaborate?
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're gonna listen to this swaggering scruff.
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assurances of strangers. Assuming he is an ally, of course. 5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man, 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantries. We were speaking of what I want. I want you to put an end to the trouble in Dalamil. Return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid. Until then, I bid you good day.
What trouble? If you're going to give us orders, be clear about them, damn you!
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than with vinegar.
What did you call me?
My apologies. A word of advice in recompense. Follow the crystals. Oh, but that was 3. Oh, I'm making this too easy for you.
Ha! It will be easy. Solving his little riddle should be like dealing with him. Child's play.
Right.
Let us divide our forces, Clive. I'd rather not drag this parlor game on any longer than we need to.
All right. Good luck, Uncle.
Follow the crystals.
I thought we
Yeah, this trouble could also be metaphorical rather than literal.
Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
Interesting. Bandits stealing crystals and then not reselling them. Wonder what they're gathering them for. If this was Final Fantasy XIV, I'd say they were going to summon a primal, but clearly we're not playing that game.
Compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang for one. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so? Well, thank you. Don't let me keep you from your work any longer.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
You wouldn't believe how much you get. What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polishing?
I'm not a soldier.
Oh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock only.
You have an agreement with them?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. I don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than Zemeckis and an urge to empty them. No, just leave, will you? Before you scare them off.
Alright.
I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
What was all that crashing and banging about?
Hello. Sorry about the mess.
You, the one who broke all our furniture.
Sorry about that.
Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but...
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
Yeah, the inside of that place is probably torn up. No point in trying to get back in. We kind of, you know, it's good that furniture is not going to be cheap to replace.
Will this suffice as a deposit?
As it stands, that's a black pearl.
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right. I'm sure that we can come to an agreement, but not here.
What are you doing, Uncle?
Nothing good, if I had to guess. Well, Uncle, what's up? What mess have you gotten yourself into?
Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where I might purchase crystals. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in such things. But my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal I sought if I proved I could pay for it.
So the pearl was your proof?
I thought they'd ask for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000 or so.
only 500,000.
For admittance to the underworld. But enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you discover?
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think they're being stolen. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere. And pocketing the profits.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then. Just as you arranged. And put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ah, that preening popinjay thought this would be difficult. It just goes to show one should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon wipe that smirk off his face. I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support if things turn sour.
Of course.
And we will do that next time, because it's about time I probably should get off. Overwrite save data. But regardless, thanks everybody so much for watching if you still are. I will be back tomorrow with the boys for Pathfinder Gatewalkers Session 50. Holy fuck, we are far along in that campaign, and it's coming to an end quickly. But regardless, if you enjoyed and want to catch more streams, the easiest way to do so would be to follow on your respective platforms, whether that be the follow button on Twitch, or the subscribe and the bell button on YouTube. But regardless, I hope everybody enjoyed, and have a good night. Bye-bye.